Hi guys, I want to make some short videos more and more about pickup, social day love, and game, meeting women during the day, night, or via Tinder, the seducing things. Because I see that people are interested in it and I sell also the most packages in this kind of knowledge, this kind of field. And today I want to discuss a topic in day game. It's about paradoxical effects, and that's I think an interested theme, interested subject to talk about. Because if you learn to seduce women, if you become better in game, if you have some 8 to 10 years experience in game, then you will see a difference in meeting women in your inner circle versus meeting women outside the matrix. There's more into social day love, day game, or during the street or in clubs or whatever, if you're doing a lot of times. What I want to discuss today is the paradoxical effect. So, if you meet your girl, your women in your life, in your inner circle, then it is mostly building up effect, is in building up time. So you meet the women during the football club or your hockey or your fitness or your school or other small social circle where you meet the women, and there you build up a relationship with, right? So what you see in that kind of patterns that it is a slow triact, a slow process. You see each other several times, and after 3 4 months you say, hey, do you like to have a drink with me? Let's go out together, and a relationship starts, and probably you have sex after 4 5 or 6 dates. That's the normal pattern of the matrix. That's the normal pattern of society. How you get your girlfriend, how you manage their relationships with. But if you're going into game, if you're going into regularly meet new women, or you want to explore yourself, or if you go into game because you like to work on yourself, your self-confidence, your verbal skills, your touching skills, and you want to become better with women because you want to have, of course, the 9 and 10, the wonderful women at the end of the road who is waiting for you, and you want to have a marrying or marriage, or you want to have a fixed girlfriend on the later term, it's better to have a lot of skills, right? So you have to work on your skills. Then, of course, the 9 and 10 is coming. Mostly if you're in closed inner circle game, from the fitness, the football, the school, then probably you have an average girlfriend, or you are very lucky. So if you're going into day game, night game, Tinder game, or whatever, you have a bunch of women there, and probably there are more high value women out of there you can meet and become better in it. So you can use game as a skill mechanism to become better and better and attract and more women you like, you're proud of, because the most guys are not proud of the women who they met in the closed inner circle relationship, in the closed inner circle game. So you see a lot of guys I see in town, they're bored, they're not happy with the women. So it's also not good for the women in that kind of relationships, right? You want to really go as a man for the right women, then the women is also very happy with that. So in the matrix, it's a kind of safe and slow progress of relationships building, and there plays some underlying effect. Their role is that um, if you meet a guy in an inner circle as a woman, it's not easy to say goodbye in a very fast way, because you have probably close friends, you have probably social control effects there. So you see in that kind of closed inner circles very slow progress, because you don't want to hurt the guy after one night of enjoying each other. You don't want to be seen as a slut in that kind of social dynamics as a woman. Um, you don't want that if you have a relationship with a guy from the small social circles, that you are finished already after a few months, because that can say something about yourself as a woman or a man, that you are not good enough in something, or you're a little bit crazy psychological way. So there in the matrix, in the small social dynamics, you see a slow and long process, and also risk averse, um, unnatural behavioral patterns. So risk averse, um, safe game for the long term, right? So that is the matrix, that is the small social circles. What if you come out of the matrix and meet your women during a day? So you go into game, you go into day game, and you meet a bunch of women, you get phone numbers there, you get dates there, you go on instant dates. Maybe you learn how to pull the women to your home directly. Maybe you have intimacy within 1.5 hours. All those things will be possible if you meet women during the day and you building up a skill set there. Um, then there is more paradoxical effects, and that's a little bit strange if you're out of the matrix. It's that because you're on the street. Of course, the street is a raw environment. It's a different environment than if you meet women in a shop or a clothing store, that is more safe because there's security, there's social control. But if you meet a women on the street, it's a very raw, outside nature event. And that's also the reason why game is paradoxical. Paradoxical in a sense, the rejections are much and much harder than within the social circle, because there it is what I told to you, is a long and slow process of game, and the women don't want to hurt you, because if you're hurt, you can say it as a guy to her friends, and you get a bad image, you get a bad personality, and people are gossiping about you, that you're not a good girl or not a good guy. So you have much more social control over there in the inner circle, game. What I want to say is that the street is more raw, the rejections are harder, and what I experience in my own game is that I get many, many rejections, and boof, there the 9 and 10 is there. She's coming to me, we have great intimacy, we have great sex, and boof, we'll see it as a one-time shot. She escaped probably from their relationship, or she's cheating on her boyfriend, or she's just for one time here, and don't say or text something back. That's what I see a lot of times. If you're more advanced in game, or you have regularly phone numbers, you will see women are not texting back at a certain point. Very strange, because she can say, hey, sorry, I don't like to see you anymore. It's okay, you was a great guy. But even that is sometimes too much for her. And that comes because the most guys are texting back, you're bad in calling, and are, how you say, nasty back to the women in case. So she protect herself to not texting back, because mediocre guys from the Matrix can be very angry on the women if she's not texting back. What I want to say is, always go on with your game, even the rejections are very hard, because that is the out of the matrix, that is the raw street, that is the dynamics there. So that's also hard on yourself. You have probably an ego shell. If you lived a lot of times in the matrix, you have a very big ego, and when you hit the streets, you will be hurt and hurt and hurt and hurt. And then you have probably once in a while you have intimacy, and then she is already gone, and you're attached to her, or that kind of feeling. So what you see is it is pure nature, and it shapes your personality. Game is really shaping your personality. So I think it's a very, very good thing. So what I saw in my past events in day game is that I had once an experience that I opened 7, 8 girls in a warehouse, and the guards were coming and kicked me out of the warehouse. And after that, I was thinking, hey, this is a very negative event, and I will transfer it to a positive event. So I was kicked out the warehouse. I was not allowed to come back in that warehouse for 1 year because I opened several girls there because it was rainy outside. But later, in that situation, I met the most gorgeous women ever. I dated with her 3, 4 months. Very, very intelligent, sporty, blonde, gorgeous Dutch women. Because I decided to go after this negative event, I didn't go to home. No, I didn't go to home. I was warm. I had an excitement, negative, thrilling situation. But I was thinking, I go on with game. I go on. I hit the streets, and there she came. And I have several situations in game that I had a very horrible day, but a lot of cold rejections from women, and approach 6 or 7 was immediately a pull. Um, I today I had a very negative event that I was waiting outside for women to come out of the shop. In game it's very difficult. Maybe I talk later about it. You want to approach the women in the store or out the store. In the store, there's a lot of social pressure. It can be a little bit inconvenient. Can be a little bit awkward. Risk there. So sometimes I see a woman in the store and I wait outside, and she come out of the store, and then I approach the women over there. I think that is um, a balanced trade-off decision. How long she is in the store, how long you have to wait. If the store is big, there's less social control. So sometimes I choose to go into the store and just open her. Then it's more spontaneous atmosphere. But this woman was definitely searching for something and want to have something out of the store. So she was very busy in her mind to do something. And then I think, okay, I can better wait out of the store, waiting for her, and then I approach her. But the women from the store was seeing that I was watching her, waiting for her, and probably she thought to her, probably he's a thief or something, because she was coming out of the store and said, "Hey, you're amazing! What an amazing vibe you have!" And she was in shock, and she was turning around to the store. So she was very scared at the moment, and you can't do anything about it. You cannot say, "Hey, sorry, I'm here to say you a compliment." She was in a really freeze and running away phase that I was even in shock of that behavior of that woman. And that happens sometimes in your game. I remember that I've through 4, 5 times in game that I approached a woman very positive that she was in shock and ran away. Sometimes it was too heavy for her. Sometimes she was becoming red. Sometimes becoming shy that she running away if she get a spontaneous compliment from a stranger. But this time she was very scared. She was very scared. So she was running away to the store, and at that moment, I was thinking, oh my God, she probably calls the police or something, that someone wants to rob her or whatever. But I took some rest. I found it also a very heavy event for myself. But I was going on with game, and had before already a date. and transfer the energy from the date into day game. So I had a positive flow. So I did some day game afterwards, and then I was going home. So go on. I think with game, go on with approaching women, give them compliments, sharing your love, even when the matrix can be hurt, and even when the women can be triggered from negative past events. And she can be hurted by guys. She can be have negative experience with guys on the street. So keep in mind that the matrix is very hurting women, and that is in her system. So if you do an approach, you do a nice approach and you smile, even that can trigger her in her past events. So keep in mind of that. So when negativity is coming and there is a shock, just go on with your game and transfer that negative energy into positive energy, and probably you will meet the right women where you can have a great time with. So game is very paradoxical. It is very hard. It has very low results. You see guys struggling and struggling for months to become better in game, but your results are coming, and it goes like this. It goes like waves. Sometimes I have also weeks without intimacy, and then she is there, or there are several women there in a row. So it is success, and unsuccessful is always comes in waves. I think that is interesting to tell to you. It comes a wave, and success, if you work hard and you have the right coaches who support you in your game and to become better in your skills, and you like to meet the right women in your life, and you like to have more intimacy in your life, the results will coming with your dedication and with your motivation. So this is a short video. I like to make more videos about my dating coach life, about my game life, about meeting with gorgeous women, with beautiful women, and support you also with this kind of short videos where I tell you the different aspects about game, and also my personal experience, what I did the last weeks or what things are happening. And we go, of course, deeper into game, deeper into psychology, because actually game and dating is psychology. Feel the women, know the women, serve the women better. That's what I want to teach to you. Serve the women better, that she can be better in her female role, that she's better in her energy, and that she has a better life also, because women also want to have short-term intimacy or long-term intimacy. Women also like to be touched. Women also like to have sex. So it is best of two worlds. It's a win-win situation. Game is always a win-win situation for the women, for the guy. But the most important lessons about this is that game is very hard. You have to go through really difficult phases in your life, and it's very paradoxical, very hard. Women don't text back. Women can reject you very hard, on a hard way. But you'll learn through this mood to become a better person without any ego, with a better personality, to grow as a real man and get the really nice high value women later on. Thank you for watching this short video, and I see you by the next one. Bye bye.